Here live with my partner in crime, Richard Holdridge, for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. One of our game of the week. We got another one tomorrow, but tonight it's Spencer Green Waves taking on the Kendrick Cherokees. We got a good matchup, rivals, only about 10 minutes apart, and we are excited about seeing these two teams face off once again, Richard.
Thrift, I'm excited that this is our first trip at Otis Spencer Stadium this season. This is a state-of-the-art complex. You're right, these two teams, Battle of South Columbus, they are rivals. Only I-185 separates these two schools. Both teams 1 and 2. They would like to get a big region win. Spencer has a 2-game losing streak. They're hoping to ride the ship and pick up their first region victory. Kendrick, after coming off a 14-0 victory over Heritage, they're looking for their region game, and Coach Martin, in his second year, they went 1-9 last year. They're 1-2. Spencer, led by Coach Joe Kegler, is 1-2, hoping to get a big region victory. I cannot wait for this game, Thrift.
I can't either, and these two schools, they're all rivals. Back in the early 90s, Kendrick won a state championship. Remember the player by the name of Del McGee?
Yes, the run game coordinator, Georgia.
And he was on that team. Spencer's had success early in their history. There's been a lot of alumni that played in the NFL. That includes Otis Sistrunk and Monk Johnson. But it took them a while to make the playoffs. They finally did again under Coach Pierre Coffey back in 2015, and that was the last time, 2017, excuse me, that was the last time, guess what? Spencer beat Carver. Also, Spencer, now under the leadership of Joe Kegler. My God, Joseph Kegler, he's done an excellent job turning this program around, winning a region championship last year, and now, yes, they got off to a rocky start. They're 1-2. They had a bye week come at the perfect time with that loss to Westover and Carver. Now they're trying to get back on track against the Cherokees. All right, kicking off is Kendrick. Deshaun Jackson is the place kicker, and he does a squibble that's going to be returned by the Spencer Green Waves, and he makes a decent move and gets a decent return to, I would say, about the 45-yard line. Number 14, Jamarian Epps was the return man. Now we're going to see that guy, the man that many people predicted all by city. He was one of the leading passers in GHSA last year, Gary Gaither.
3-year starter Gary Gaither comes in with a lot of confidence for Coach Kegler and this Green Waves team. Remember, when he was a sophomore, he was the leading passer in 4A. He's got a lot of experience in a Green Waves uniform.
Gaither takes the snap, looking, still looking, plenty of time, lost it up, wide open, and a nice catch by number 6, Kalen Bronson, who was running towards the near side, but even better pass, just lofting it up there to his intended target. Gaither completes the pass, and that's going to be a gain of close to 25, and now they're at the Kendrick 30.
And they're going huddle up here as pitch and catch from Gaither to Brunson, a nice throw.
So we got doubles on the other side, single action to the near side, and that's a toss that's going to be DeAndre Witherspoon, and he gets 10 yards, close to 11, make it maybe 12 on that carry, and 2 plays, 2 successful ones at that, and now the the Spencer Green Waves are in Kendrick Cherokee red zone.
And Spencer going hurry up once again. Gary Gaither really has a lot of confidence in this Spencer offense.
Gaither hands it off to Witherspoon again. He has 2 people miss, and there he goes, running into the end zone for a Spencer Green Wave touchdown.
It only took 3 plays, but the Spencer Green Wave get on the board first, 6-0, just 11-13. It took less than a minute for Spencer to go all the way down and score the first points here in this game.
This is that no-huddle offense that I thought would be one of the main reasons why the Spencer Green Waves would be one of the leading candidates this year as the top offense, not only in the city, and they're going to go for 2. Weird formation, and there is a penalty flag. We're going to see if it's pass interference on the 2-point conversion, but I thought Spencer would be one of the teams that would lead the state in scoring this year. Got off to that hot start, scoring 60 in the opener, but then only scoring, actually didn't even score against Carver in 21-0 loss, and then against Westover they only had 14.
Yeah, it was really tough. Westover is just one of those tough teams in 4A that, they lost to them last year in Albany, and Spencer off to a slow start, 1-2, and they're playing their first region game, and this is a big region game for both teams. Looks like they're going to try the 2-point conversion again.
Yes, they are, and it's going to be a toss right in a walk-in, and 2-point conversion is good. And now the Spencer Green Waves, like you said, 3 plays and a touchdown, and they lead 8-0. Thrift Barringer to Richard Holdridge live for Spencer versus Kendrick on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Kendrick on a 3-play drive that went 55 yards for the opening touchdown, leads 8-0. They also went for a 2-point conversion, and here they go kicking it off, and that's going to be a short kick returnable, and he's going to wave fair catch and down it at the 24-yard line. All right, here come the Kendrick Cherokees. Coach Robert Martin trying to rejuvenize a program that has been not what it used to be. That's probably the best way I can say it without being too rude. But Kendrick, I think Coach Martin is the guy that can get them back in the 90s, their successful time during that time period. Coach Martin has Carius Collier. He's a running back. He had 340 yards rushing last year. He's looking to be the leading rusher this year. Also, Bakari Little, a guy that you're going to probably hear a lot in tonight's matchup. The quarterback, though, is...
Yeah, they're going to have Bakari Littles in at quarterback. He was their leading receiver last year.
And now Bakari's going to take off, and that is a huge tackle for loss for number 10, Joe Dozier. Good job by Mr. Dozier running all the way across the field to get a 5, almost 6-yard loss on the first carry for Kendrick.
Thrift, one of the key players to watch on the Spencer Green Wave defense is Dre Duncan, the senior. Last year he had 43 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 12 pass breakups.
All right, so second down and long now. Bakari Little, one of their leading receivers last year, is playing quarterback. Takes a snap. And, I'd say a hard 2 yards right there for number 6 for Kendrick, Carius Collier, who we saw at media days. This Kendrick team got blown out by Shaw. They got blown out the opening game of the season, and then they turned around and won last week against Heritage, a private school in North Georgia, a decent football program, beat them 14-0. It's good to see the Cherokees get a win this year. Looking to try to build off their 1-9 season last year. I think they can get to 3, maybe 4 wins, maybe even more. But this one's a big one today. Third down and long now for Little. Little takes a handoff to Collier, and Collier gets to about the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down, and obviously I think this is a punting situation for the Cherokees.
You talked about the last game. Kendrick did win over Heritage 14-0. And Corey Baker had 2 interceptions in that game. He was the defensive player of the game for Kendrick. And, they're trying to improve on their record last year. They did finish 1-9. Head coach Robert Martin in his 2nd year. And this is really just a test to see how region play is, because in this region, you have 8 teams. So there's just a lot of opponents that you have to play week in and week out to try to make the playoffs. And it's going to be tough, but they're up to the challenge.
And that is going to be a decent punt that's going to be stopped right about the 46-yard line. And Kendrick will retain possession.
You know, Thrift, I've noticed on this Spencer Green Wave team, lost a lot of firepower from last year's team. Tyson McDaniels, Tony Montgomery, they're no longer on the team, but you still have Gary Gaither. What we talked about, this Spencer Green Wave team, they have a lot of athletes, a lot of players that were on that state championship in 2022 for basketball. And Spencer, riding high after their region championship last season. I was up here when they beat Ace Charter, first region championship in the GHSA history, and it was just a great moment for the school.
Gaither taking the snap as he led an opening drive of 3 plays. Second possession is going to be a jet sweep over here to the near side, and he has got a lot of running room, does number 14, Jamarion Epps, and he gets all the way to the Kendrick 31-yard line. But there is a flag on the play.
I'm really impressed with this Spencer offense, just methodical going down the field. That was their 4th play, and they've gotten not only positive yards, but they have averaged more than 10 yards on a play, and that is really saying something for Coach Kegler's offense. And Spencer really having a lot of confidence, but unfortunately, this is coming back because the penalty is on the Green Wave. This looks like it's going to be holding. Gary Gaither and the Spencer Green Wave offense will have a first and 12.
First down and 12 now for Gaither. Gaither takes a snap, handoff, and that one's going to be at least close to 7 yards for Justin Williams, and it's going to be second down and manageable now. Big holes right now early on in this game for the Green Waves.
And Spencer has depth at running back. We already saw DeAndre Witherspoon with a touchdown run. Justin Williams getting the carry. And this Spencer Green Wave team is deep.
Handoff. And another big hole. It's close to 10, 15 yards. For he even gets touched. Big one again for number 7, Justin Williams, and that's going to be a Green Wave first down. And they have had positive gain on every play they've had except for that flag. Spencer doing whatever they want offensively so far in this game.
Some of the key players on defense for Kendrick, Salathian Hill and Tristan Mitchell, they got to get some big plays. Maybe force a turnover.
And Justin Williams, as you heard the PA announcer, that was a power run indeed. And now it's second down and about 2. He's getting close to 8 yards a pop every time he touches the rock.
And Bakari Littles is in at cornerback. I mean, the quarterback is also playing in the secondary.
And he gets a tackle for loss. That's a good job, good defense by Kendrick. That is Salathiel Hill on the tackle for loss, and it's going to make it third down now at about 3.
That was a nice tackle. We also had, actually, Corey Baker. He's wearing number 0. Salathiel Hill also on the play. Those are your defensive stars. Bakari Little. I mean, they do have a lot of players, athletes on this team that play offense and defense. You're going to see them on the field a lot.
That's going to be a nice passing play, and there he goes, high stepping down the sideline for the touchdown. That was an easy pitch and catch. Jamarion Epps, and he swings out of the backfield for an easy toss from Gaither, and he goes 30 yards for a touchdown, and Green Waves are already up 14-0.
So far, the Spencer Green Wave with a touchdown run and a touchdown pass. It was a running back screen open in the flat. Jamarion Epps takes it to the house, and Gary Gaither add another touchdown to his incredible career as a Green Wave. And Spencer is rolling here with 6:34 left to go here in the first quarter.
Kick on the way. Kick is good. And it's 15-0 Spencer. We're going to take a quick break. It's Thrift, Barringer, Richard Holdridge on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Spencer taking on Kendrick. What's going on, everyone? Thrift Barringer back here with Richard Holdridge. Spencer taking on Kendrick, and there's the kickoff. It's going to be stepped out of bounds at this 16-yard line. Is number 6, Kearius Collier.
Kearius Collier, the running back on the Cherokees team, also plays free safety. Like you mentioned, he was one of the top offensive players on Kendrick's team last year. 8 catches, 120 yards receiving, 340 yards rushing with 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. I mean, so he is a hybrid Iron Man player, is like we like to call it. And Kendrick, they're going to utilize their athletes. You're going to have offense and defense players. I mean, that's how Kendrick's going to have make a big play to stay in this game.
We're hoping that we'll see that at some point for the Cherokee offense. It's an I backfield, I set now for the Cherokees. Little takes a snap, and they're doing power running game to move this football. Obviously, they don't want to get into a scoring match with Spencer. Spencer having all the athletes they do with, and then their quarterback, Gary Gaither, who is elite. They want to make this a low-scoring game. That's how they won against Heritage. And time of possession, running the football is the biggest thing.
And a run to Kearius Collier. We're going to see a lot of carries. Bakari Littles is going to utilize Kearius Collier in the backfield. Like you mentioned, the power I, they're going to try to get that big offensive line to plug some holes, and maybe Collier can break away and at least pick up positive yardage and try to get a first down.
Bakari takes a snap, hands it off again, and a great tackle from number 23 for the Spencer Green Waves, Xavier Holland, in the backfield in a hurry. And he makes that tackle for loss, and it's going to be 3rd down and long now for the Cherokees, and we're going to see Bakari Little pass for the first time today.
And this is really where you want to see the Spencer defense. You got Kendrick on their heels, and I want to see number 2, Dre Duncan, make a big play. He is a ball-hawking safety and one of the leaders on this Spencer defense. We had a chance to see him at Muskogee County Media Days, and he's ready to make a big play out there for the Green Wave.
All right, 3rd down now for the Kendrick Cherokees. Man in motion, sets. Little takes a snap and is going to hand it off again. Trying to bounce to the outside as Collier. Collier does, and he gets close to a Cherokee first down. He may have gotten it depending on this spot. It looks like he's right near the yard marker.
Very close. That was a very good run by Kearius Collier to the outside, and it's going to be a first down. That great play call on 3rd and long by Kendrick, doing what you do best, just getting those offensive linemen to plug in holes, and Kearius Collier with the speed on the outside. He knew where the marker was, and he picked up the first down for Kendrick. I think that's the key to stay in this ballgame, Thrift, is that they have got to get open in space because they do have speedsters on the outside that can pick up big yardage.
So big first down right there for Kendrick to move the chains. Hands it off again to Collier. Collier had a bit of a hole, but then comes and gets demolished by number 44, C.J. Starr. And that looks like to be a yard gain to make it 2nd down and 9. Like I said, Kendrick's going to do time of possession, run the football as much as they can. They haven't even made a pass yet. They want to keep the ball out of the hands of Gaither.
That's absolutely. Already down 15-0. I mean, normally teams will be in a passing situation. Collier did gain 2 yards on that play. It was a very hard-earned 2 yards. But Kendrick just got to continue getting in a 3rd and manageable situation, and maybe Bakari Littles can surprise this Spencer defense with a pass.
Hand off, and nothing going for Collier. It's going to make it 3rd down and long again. Again, are we going to see this Kendrick team make a pass?
Well, Bakari Littles, he doesn't mind carrying the football. He's been getting the rock just about every time, and Kendrick has just got to just play the time of possession game. Just eat up the clock, get their defense some rest, because if you do have to punt the football back to Spencer, you want to have a rested defense and try to make a play and get a turnover.
3rd and long now. Little, under center again. And is going to pass. He looks. He's still looking. Is he going to run? Tries to make a man miss. Does. And gets positive yardage for taken down at the 35-yard line of Kendrick. Now, what will Coach Martin do? And it looks like it's going to probably be,
play the field position
punt.
game, punt it away. There was nobody open. Bakari Littles had no choice but to take off. He got close. I mean, he's able to make plays with his legs, but the Spencer defense just collapsed on him on a hurry, and they're going to get the football back up 15-0 with great field position.
Takes a snap, kicks it, and it looks like, is it going to be returned? It is. And there he goes, and a good return from number 11, DeMarcus Horn, and that's going to be great field position for the Spencer Green Waves.
He saw nothing.
2:22 remaining here in the first quarter, Otis Spencer Stadium. Thrift, Barringer, and Richard Holdridge. Thank you again to our sponsors, Alliance Specialty Contractors. They sponsor everything that we do. Join us January 6th and 7th at the Columbus Trade Center for a premier event dedicated to all facets of home improvement. This is going to be awesome for people that are in the business trying to expand their brand. This is a way for you to meet new clientele, and if you're looking to get your, any part of your home improved, this is the place for you. January 6th and 7th, go to aspecialtycontractors.com for more information, because Sean Sampton has that pass and gets about 5 yards on first down. Also, Terry Johnson Agency. If all your home and insurance needs, let them bundle it together. Home, auto, RV, boat, and more. Insurance made easy. Terry Johnson Agency. Jeremy Crosby, thank you so much, Mr. Terry. 706-324-6360 for more information. All right. Second down and 6. Gaither. High snap, able to get it. And he's going to take off and run, and he's being dragged. Or honestly, he's dragging a defender for Kendrick. And Tamir Jones. Tristan Mitchell was the one that was able to finally bring him down.
He pulled onto his jersey.
Hold on to the jersey for dear life.
It's a big third down here. I mean, this is 4-down territory for Spencer, but if Kendrick can get a stop here, it'll give him a chance on 4th down to maybe get the ball back.
Another high snap over the head of Gaither. Gaither's having to run after it and just has to dive on the ball. And that's going to bring it all the way back to the 50. Huge break for the Cherokees.
It really was. It was just a bad snap. And Gary Gaither with the speed just to fall on the football. Otherwise, Kendrick could have had a scoop and score there. It's going to bring up for a big 4th down. And Spencer's just going to punt the football away here. And back to receive this is the playmaker for the Kendrick Cherokees, Kieris Collier. And that's what you got to do. Put the ball in the hands of your playmakers. I've been impressed with Kieris Collier so far here for the Spencer Cherokees. I mean, he did pick up that first down. He's been getting the bulk of the carries.
And that's going to be a punting situation that is
that was
partially blocked.
Oh, yeah.
And Kendrick's going to get it at their own 41-yard line.
Great special teams play by the Kendrick Cherokees to get the ball in great field position. And that's a win for Kendrick to get a stop for the Spencer offense.
5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Thrift, Barringer, Richard Holdridge on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live YouTube channel. Make sure to go and like. We will be at Glenwood tomorrow as they take on number 1 Glenwood, taking on number 2 Lee Scott. We'll be live on both the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page and YouTube channel for that one.
I'm excited about that. It's a great day tomorrow for high school football. We got a lot of games. We'll try to get score updates. Of course, your partner, DJ Jones, is going to be at Pacelli, Stratford Academy, with Dave Plata. That's amazing. That's going to be a great game, too. I mean, we got state championship rematches.
Corey Little. And it gets nothing as Collier and Xavier Holland was one of the first ones in on that tackle. And it's 15-0. Spencer taking on Kendrick at Otis Spencer Stadium. Third Barringer, Richard Holdridge on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here. Spencer taking on Kendrick, starting 15-0. We're about to start the second quarter. The Kendrick Cherokee, Spencer in the same region. These two teams have a storied history. It's not the talked about rival. It's an underrated rival.
It is.
Obviously, Kendrick struggled these last 10, 15 years, trying to get back to, their traditional winning ways early in the 90s and 80s, and there's going to be a tackle for loss. Number 9 on that tackle for the Spencer Greenways, Khalil Wright takes him down, and that's going to make it 3rd and long, especially for this Kendrick team that has yet to make a pass.
Absolutely. Spencer, their swarming defense, and they're 1-2 on the season, but Thrift, you were there at the Heritage Bowl. They played Carver tough. I mean, they were able to move the ball on Carver. They were playing a very tough Westover team last game. I think Spencer is they want to try to get a win, especially a region win, just to build some momentum when they get into their tough schedule, taking on Northeast, Southwest, Rutland, Ace Charter. I mean, you got a lot of great teams in their region.
And there is the pass that's going to be high and over the head of his intended target is Little. The left-hander didn't even have that much time to make the pass, and here comes the punting unit for the Cherokees.
A little too high for the wide receiver Jeremiah Stroud. Kendrick's going to have to punt the football away. I still think if they just keep it close, play the field position game, and try to force Spencer to make some unforced errors, that could just build some momentum for Kendrick to try to stay in this football game.
So here comes the punting unit once again. And that one is a flag for one. Not a great punt. And the Kendricks downs it at their own 46. Spencer's going to be in Cherokee territory, but there is a flag on the play.
Thrift, I do want to give a shout out to the Kendrick Marching Band because we see them a lot at Columbus Lions games. And they're always up at the top of the Civic Center. And just a big shout out to the band. They're actually doing a phenomenal job here during the breaks. I know that they'll be performing at halftime. And the Spencer Band, too. I mean, these two teams, I mean, the cheerleaders, the band, I mean, they do have a lot of great things that they offer for both schools. And really that whole atmosphere of, I guess you could call it Thursday night lights here on just a brisk Thursday evening here at Otis Spencer Stadium. You really can't beat this atmosphere.
Where'd you pull that word out? Brisk.
Brisk? Well, it's fall weather, just not too hot, but just it's cool because it did rain a little bit. We did have some clouds in the forecast, so I mean it's not too hot. But yeah, I pretty much pulled that word out of wherever.
All right. Gaither, after the penalty, is now going to start his own 49-yard line. Takes a snap, tall sweep over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon pushes the man off of him, and another flag.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, a bunch of penalties and getting some chippiness down there. Witherspoon, he does have a touchdown run so far in this game for Spencer, and we'll see what the penalty is.
All right, the penalty, still getting the discussion. Face mask, personal foul on Kendrick. And that's going to be an automatic first down, and now they are in Cherokee territory.
Yeah, it's going to move the chains, and now Spencer, already up 15-0 here in the second quarter, can add on to their lead. But they really have had a lot of confidence in this offense. Gary Gaither, who's, by the way, wearing a different number. He was wearing number 3 last year. He's wearing number 1 this year. Looks like he's in the pistol.
And he's going to pass. And short, his intended target was number 11, DeMarcus Horn. He was open, not a great pass, and it's going to bring up second down now.
But yet, good coverage by Kiarius Collier for the Kendrick Cherokees. They're hoping to make a big play, trying to get a big stop here to get the ball back, already down 15-0.
Second down now for Gary Gaither. Again, had over 2,500 yards passing last year. A little bit of a slow start these first 3 weeks, but trying to get back on the right track. And that quick pass and RPO is exactly what you like seeing from number 1. And he throws it number 11, Horn, and that's going to be a Green Wave first down.
Good play call. Spencer marching down to the other side, getting ready to try to punch it in again. And right now, if you're Kendrick, you just got to hope that you get a stop or maybe get a defensive play. You got some motion over here.
And there he goes. He bounces to the outside, gets taken down, and that definitely looks like a face mask, something illegal.
Horse
and
collar.
There's the flag.
Tyrese Collar, he tried to pull the running back down. It was a jet sweep. Kalen Brunson, it was a nice play call, but it's going to be 15 more yards.
Thank you again to the Columbus Lions, one of the long-standing professional organization in the area. We appreciate them for sponsoring and being a part of what we do here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Can't wait to be the play-by-play caller for them this upcoming season. And if you want tickets, they got them for low prices. Damian Daniels, the Nighthawk, legendary player, also a coach on Carver's team. He's now the lead man at the helm for the Lions. New league this year after winning the championship last year. Please go and support them and go on their website for more information on season tickets. Gaither takes a snap, first down and goal, throws it up, and too high for number 10, Joe Dozier. Oh, that's not number 10, excuse me. Number 12, Sampton.
Looking down this roster for Spencer, they do have a lot of senior leadership. They do have a young team. They did lose a lot of players from last year's team, but Coach Kegler is got them with a lot of momentum going into this region. First region game for both teams.
And that is a power running for about 4 yards to the 6-yard line. Jamon Jackson on the carry. It's going to be now third down and goal. Spencer trying to put this game out of reach early here in the second half. 21 points is a lot for a Kendrick team that averages close to 10, 11 points a game. So let's see if they can get a big stop here on third down.
Huge third down for Kendrick's defense.
And that pass is incomplete. And now it's fourth down. The Cherokees, are they going to get a stop here, Richard?
That would be great for the Cherokee defense. I don't know if Spencer's going to try to kick a field goal. I think this is 4-down territory. I think that Coach Kegler is going to play aggressive, but we shall see. It looks like, well, I see Gary Gaither still out there. I think that they are going to go for it here on fourth down.
All right, man in motion. Gaither is going to go for it. He rolls out, looking, fires wide open in the end zone for a Green Wave touchdown. It is number 11, DeMarcus Horn. Nobody was near him. Great job by Gaither rolling out, keeping his eyes on his intended target, and completing the pass for the touchdown.
Same play call as the last one. This time it works as Gary Gaither's second touchdown of the game. And what a call on fourth down. But Kendrick, they still got to just continue to fight and try to get a turnover. And they've already forced Spencer on one possession to punt the football away. And Kendrick, they got to do that just to stay in this game.
And the extra point is up. And it is good. And it's 22-0 now. And we will be right back. After this game is again presented by Alliance Specialty Contractors, Terry Johnson Agency, Columbus Lions, Barringer Construction, Farmers Insurance, the Menifee Agency, SportsVisions, B&B Broadcasting, and Morehouse School of Medicine. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here. Thrift Barringer, Richard Holdridge on the call. And Collier returns it again. Kendrick scores on 4th down right there. Great job by Gary Gaither rolling out, finding Mr. Horn wide open in the end zone. 4th and goal, capitalizing to make it 22-0 Green Waves.
Gary Gaither is one of the top quarterbacks here in the Chattahoochee Valley. He's a 3-year starter. He is an athlete. He played on the state championship basketball team in 2022, and he was the leading passer in 4A in 2021. And it really is a testament to the type of player Gary Gaither is. As Coach Kegler's offense, Spencer with a lot of confidence, and really 1-2 off to a slow start, trying to pick up that win. Kendrick as well at a 1-2 record.
For everyone that is watching right now, thank y'all again. We're normally live on Facebook. Facebook did disable our Facebook page, so we had to create a new one. Little passing, and that's going to be out of bounds. There is a flag that was thrown. And it's going to be holding on Kendrick. That's going to back him up 10 yards. So because of that, we had close to 1,000 likes, and all our content was deleted. We decided we're going to go YouTube here. We'll be back Facebook and YouTube tomorrow. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please go like us on Facebook, Georgia Alabama Sports Live, for all information. I was also live on the SportsVisions radio show and Facebook Live show today with DJ Jones. We talked about this game. We had a bunch of great guests, including GPB High School legendary announcer John Nelson.
He's the best.
Bill Hartman.
Yeah.
We had Nebias Wilborn of Newsweek to talk Mel Tucker, Deion Sanders, Auburn football, and more.
Yeah, you guys had a really good guest list.
It was a lot of fun today, so make sure to go like those Facebook pages. And our guy, Tyler Redmond, just walked in the building. Tyler, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing excellent. Just give us one quick thing. How excited are you, the Braves, clinching the division?
I knew you were going to ask that.
I was up till 4 in the morning last night because I guess I was just too hyped. It was a really exciting thing. We knew the division was likely going to be won, but, to be able to say that we're 6-time consecutive division champs is a great thing. And, the Braves now have 15 games to not only rest up, but kind of explore other opportunities they might want to take with the young guys, maybe some young pitchers. Maybe they rest Raisel Iglesias, who hasn't looked like himself these past few weeks.
Right.
But the fact that they don't have to be 110% the whole rest of the way is a contrast from last year. That's what I think depleted them when they got all the way to the postseason, and they don't have to deal with that this year. So they're in a great place.
They are in a great place, and that was a great pass right there, Tyler. You just make a heck of a highlight from Bakari Little.
He really did.
And he got hammered.
He threw that under pressure.
2nd down now. So, again, I'm with Tyler Redmond of WRBL Sports. And, Tyler, you got a big week this week. We are here live at Spencer Kendrick. Tell everyone where they can watch the highlights there tonight, as that pass was over his intended target, as Bakari Little. And tomorrow, you got games of the week. You got number 1 versus number 2 in both Georgia and Alabama. Tell about everyone where they can find this work and what all you got going tomorrow.
Sure, it's on WRBL News 3, CBS affiliate. You can also see it on social media. You can follow me at Tyler Redmond TV. You can also see it at WRBL Sports. You mentioned games of the week. Of course, this one right here is pretty well in hand for Spencer, but it's a great matchup too. But tomorrow, you got Opelika Central. That is our WRBL game of the week. You guys are what I would call at Game of the Week B tomorrow with Lee Scott and Glenwood.
Gotcha.
It's a very hard decision to make between those two games. They're both going to be really good. You can't really go wrong. We chose Opelika Central, but we'll be at Lee Scott Glenwood just the same. So we look forward to that coverage. And, of course, you can see us on the Prep Zone tomorrow night at 11:15 Eastern.
Yeah, if you like highlights like I do, I love watching my guys, Tyler, who I've known for 5-6 years. Jack, same thing. Thank you so much, Tyler, for coming on.
Wow.
Make sure to watch WRBL Sports. Also, there's Pacelli taking on Stratford Academy. That's number 1 versus number 2. We'll be right back after this. It's Spencer taking on Kendrick on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Tyler Redmond of WRBL Sports. We love partnering with our guys from there, and Jonathan Oppie of WOTVM. Third down now for Bakari Little. He's going to heave it, and there's a guy open, but almost intercepted. If he didn't trip right there, he'd probably still be running. Number 12 for the Spencer Green Waves, Keyshawn Sampton, the DB. Great coverage. The receiver for Kendrick was open for a minute, but Bakari would have had to thrown that about another 10 yards for him to run underneath it. Throws it short, almost intercepted, and here comes the punting unit for Kendrick.
Tamir Jones for Kendrick was wide open, but it was underthrown by Bakari Littles. I thought it was a great play call. I think that sometimes you got to take risks on this Spencer defense, but unfortunately, Kendrick is punting the football back to Spencer, already down 22-0.
And that is not a good punt. And that ball's going to bounce at the 45-yard line of Spencer. They're averaging starting either in Kendrick territory or right at their midfield. And again, thank you to the sponsors that make these live streams possible. Last week we had a bit of a hiccup. We were live at Calvary Flint River. All our games that we've done, we did Carver Spencer beginning of the year. We did Pacelli versus Glenwood. First game of the season, we've done Northside versus Shaw, Columbus versus Jordan. Flint River taking on Calvary. We still got Brookstone and Hardaway we're going to tackle. We got Smith Station and Russell County we're going to hit. Tomorrow we're taking on Glenwood and Lee Scott. It's been a fun season so far. We've done a lot of games.
It has.
Shaw, Harris County. We've done Harris County.
Harris County, Russell County.
It's been a lot of fun, and we're going to continue doing our thing here for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Gary Gaither has it at his 45-yard line. Takes a snap, looking, rolls out, wide open, and there he goes, Mr. Williams, and he's still running, and he gets pushed out of bounds at the 20. No, they're going to say inside. We're seeing. I like the PA announcer. Dancing down the sideline.
He really gets excited. We got a chance to meet him before the broadcast. He's a good guy, and I got a chance to meet him last year here at Otis Spencer. I mean, he really brings excitement to the game. When you're actually attending a game here at Otis Spencer Stadium, you really having a good PA announcer, it really just excites the crowd.
All right. And they're at the 31, and that's going to be a timeout, Spencer. We're going to take a timeout as well. 7:09 remaining here in this first half. All Spencer, 22-0. Third Barringer Richard Holdridge on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here. First down and 10 for Spencer as they're driving again. And that handoff's going to be to Witherspoon. And Witherspoon's fast, quick as lightning, and gets in those crevices very well. And that's going to look like down about a half yard from the first down. Now it's going to be second down and, like I said, about a half a yard. Oh, nope, they're going to bring it back to at least 2 yards. Witherspoon set by Gaither. Gaither, RPO, wide open his horn, and there he goes into the end zone for a Green Wave touchdown. That RPO is lethal, and Mr. Gaither is just having himself a football game tonight. 28-0 already.
Gary Gaither's third touchdown pass, and when you talk about great quarterbacks in the Chattahoochee Valley, you got to put his name up there with Teo Todd, Andrew Alford, Dallas Crow, Caden Clay. Really, the threat of Spencer's run game forces Gary Gaither to have that RPO. He's able to roll to his right. He's able to make plays with his legs and wide open receivers, once again, in the end zone.
Kick is up. Kick is good. 29-0 Spencer. This game is brought to you by Morehouse School of Medicine, PMB Broadcasting. Kiss it 99.3, Q1073, 1037 Light FM, 102.5, 105.5, Rock, 106 Really Rocks, 98.3 The Beat, 92.1 Smooth R&B. All these stations are part of PMB Broadcasting. I love working for them and them being a partner of ours. Thank you so much. Dave Arwood, Joseph Brennan, everyone over there that just does great work for PMB. Farmers Insurance, the Menifee Agency, the Barringer Construction, for all your construction needs. If you go to Barringer, call it 706-249-1099. The Columbus Lions, Terry Johnson Agency, and Alliance Specialty Contractors. Richard, it's 29-0. Game's getting out of hand. If you're Kendrick, what are some of the goals for this game now as you see this lead starting to get insurmountable?
To try to get a stop, maybe force a turnover, get a big play on special teams, but they really have just got to give it to their playmaker, Kiarius Collier. He's able to break through and try to get a big play for Kendrick.
And that's going to be a decent return to about their best field position.
And also, we've seen Bakari Littles try to throw the football. Just try to get the passing game going with some running back screens. Get these speedy receivers open in the flat. You're down 29-0 with 6:23. You've got to get a score here to get some momentum back in this game. You don't want to give the ball back to Spencer going into halftime and Spencer puts up another score. We know that the Spencer offense can go up and down the field, and Kendrick has got to just use the run game, time of possession, keep this Spencer offense on the sideline.
Bakari Little does have one completed pass this game.
That was an amazing pass, too. He got hammered. He got hammered. He's running for his life.
We were getting the Braves report from WRB Owens, and there's a nice RPO action on the other end for Kendrick. Throwing to number 2, Jeremy Stroud. Stroud gets a Kendrick Cherokee first down, and that was a good play call and nice play by Bakari Little and Mr. Stroud.
And that's how you get it going for Kendrick. That's the second first down that Kendrick has had in this game. And that right there, try to get some momentum to try to at least flip the field for Kendrick. But with 6 minutes left to go until halftime, to try to get a score.
And that's going to be a false start on Kendrick.
It's going to be movement on Jeremiah Stroud, the slot receiver. Kendrick went 1-9 last year. Right now they are 1-2. They have matched their win total from last year. Last year it was a tough season for first-year head coach Robert Martin. They did defeat Jordan on the final game of the season. But Kendrick, they started out 3-0 back in 2014. They want to try to get back to the glory days of the early 90s when Del McGee was their running back, when they won a state championship. And I believe that Coach Martin is the right coach to get him in that direction. It's going to take time. This is a young team, and they just need to build off some of these games.
And that is going to be a swing pass, and that's some great points. Richard DeCollier. And again, you see roster-wise, Kendrick doesn't have a ton of players, and as he continues to get momentum for a smaller school, and not to be honest, I think it'd be beneficial for Kendrick if they went down to 1A. Then it'd be a more competitive league for them.
I agree.
They are a smaller school. Them and Jordan being more 1A schools. Spencer being 2A. Then we have Columbus, Carver 3A, Shaw and Hardaway 4A, and Northside 5A in the Muscogee County schools. Harris County is also 5A. Little takes a snap. Little makes a man miss. Little trying to take off a run, but it is tackled for no gain. Might even lost a yard. Is number 8, Tahir Wright.
Good play by Tahir Wright. Bakari Little's made something out of nothing. It looked like he was going to be sacked. You're right, Thrift. He lost maybe a yard of that play. It's going to set up a 3rd and 15. This is going to be a passing down for Bakari Littles. With the clock winding down, do you want to try to pin Spencer back, or do you want to try to get aggressive and try to go for it here? Maybe in 2 plays. You're right where it is 4-down territory, but you don't want to give the ball back to Spencer and give them great field position with 4 minutes left to go until halftime.
And looks like that may have been a delay of game. Nope, they are going to say timeout, Kendrick. We're going to take a timeout, too. It's Thrift, Barringer, Richard Holdridge live on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back after this. Now, screen pass that's going to get taken down, and a huge loss. Number 23 for the Spencer Green Waves, Xavier Holland with a huge hit. He sniffed that out the whole time, and it's going to be another punting situation for the Cherokees.
And Spencer's going to get the football back with the clock winding down. 3:30 left to go until halftime. Gary Gaither can start running his 2-minute offense, and Spencer, except for one possession, they have been able to just move the football in the ground game and the rollout RPO. Gary Gaither with 3 touchdown passes already. I mean, their offense is humming.
And that punt is going to be, I don't even think it went 3 net yards. Maybe, I mean, from where he punted it, I mean, obviously he backs up from the center. He's 7 or 8 yards back, but from where the ball was snapped, that ball went all of about 2 yards. And now Spencer's going to start again at the Kendrick 42-yard line, Richard.
Great field position once again for the Spencer Green Wave. So both teams 1 and 2. This is their first region game of the season. We'll have a lot of great region games coming up for both teams. Spencer won this region last year, beating Ace Charter in the final game of the season.
And that pass is complete. Nice job by Gary Gaither throwing the ball over the middle. These receivers are running wild. Keyshawn Sampton on the big first down play, and now you're seeing the Spencer Green Wave offense doing what a lot of us, including myself, predicted they would do. They're trying to make it another 36-0 game. And Gaither has been phenomenal.
Gaither has been firing on all cylinders for this Spencer offense. He's trying to get something going, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. But Gary Gaither, he's got confidence in this offense, and he's able to move it down the field at will.
And there he goes, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Big run by Witherspoon. And those jet sweeps, those tosses, getting him on the outside, that's dangerous combo. And now it's a 35-0 Spencer Green Wave lead.
Great run to the right by DeAndre Witherspoon, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And with 2:18 left to go, Spencer is really just pouring it on here in the first half.
All right, Spencer now set to have the extra point. I mean, it has been every single play, and that kick is up and good, has been successful for Spencer so far in this game. Gaither has been able to do whatever he wants. They are running the ball. They are being efficient on offense. They're using the run and pass game. And Gaither just has guys wide open. And someone that is as accurate as Gary Gaither is going to connect on them. And they lead 36-0.
And they're back to just that offense humming in that first week when they defeated Greenville 65-19. And this is just a testament of what Carver's defense have done all year. They lose 21-0. They could not get any points, losing to Westover 20-14. And fresh off a bye, they've had time to prepare. Coach Kegler has got his team prepared for his first region game. But next week, they will travel to Macon to take on Rutland. And then they're back home here on the 29th, taking on the Jordan Red Jackets. And Thrift, really, when you have a region with 8 teams, only 4 teams make the playoffs, there's really no margin for error. We know that there's a lot of tough teams in this region, like Northeast, who just beat Carver last week, 25-18. Ace Charter, Southwest.
And that kick's going to be, looks like returnable for the quarterback, Bakari Little, who actually goes backwards. And they're going to start at their own 21 with 2:12 remaining. All Kendrick here in the first half, 36-0. They're Barringer Richard Holdridge on the call. Please subscribe if you're already here on a YouTube channel. Make sure to share this. We will be live tomorrow at Glenwood taking on Lee Scott. We got high school game day. My guy Chris Gates, who's producing this now, he'll be there for that. We're going to have the band there, cheerleaders, representatives from both Glenwood and Lee Scott. Their helmets, it is going to be guest picker Rex Castillo, Coach Dusty Perdue. It's just going to be a lot of fun. 6:15 is when we're going to be going live on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live YouTube channel and Facebook page. And then at 8 p.m. it's the kickoff. Number 1 Glenwood taking on number 2 Lee Scott. And also in Georgia on Viking Live, partner of ours Jeremy Hayes and Daryl Jones. That ball's going to be handed off to Collier. Is Pacelli, number 1, taking on number 2 Stratford, or maybe the other way around, number 1 Stratford, number 2 Pacelli. Either way, that was the rematch of last year's state championship game, just like what we're getting with Glenwood Lee Scott. And we haven't talked about Central taking on Opelika. A lot of great games in the area. So if you don't make it out to one of them, we'll be live at Glenwood Lee Scott. Just tune into our Facebook page and YouTube channel.
And that is exciting. You got Dave Plata and DJ Jones calling the Pacelli game at Diamond Field on Viking TV. And I know we're going to be giving score updates to them. They'll be updating the score for us. And really, just a great evening of high school football in the Chattahoochee Valley.
We were live last week at Flint River and Calvary. That handoff is going to be to Collier. Collier's going to bounce it to the outside. Collier dragging a man along, and that could be a close to a Kendrick first down. Flint River was just too much for Calvary, but Calvary's a good program. I believe in their coach Brunson. They should be 3-1. The loss to Kings Ridge, they didn't have their quarterback. They're going to get back on the right track. They got a home game this week. We're calling their game October the 6th and October 20th. So we're glad that we'll be at Calvary for those. We got Northside taking on Harris County coming up. Of course, Glenwood a couple more times. Brookstone, we got a Pacelli game in there. Shaw and Hardaway. Northside, like I said, Harris County. Northside, maybe in Westover. You want to find all that information? Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Me and Richard, we go live. We talk all things high school football related this weekend. We review the games. We preview the upcoming weeks, where we're going to be for that week. And then on Tuesday, we have our Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show where we talk college football, primarily the SEC. Probably going to even have a new podcast called Unsolicited Hot Take. That's going to start being a part of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Network. We even got maybe a new studio coming up too.
Nice.
We're going to be doing these shows, so please go watch that this Sunday at about 6 or 7 p.m.
All right, some of the games tomorrow. Carver and Montgomery is in Russell County. You got Shaw and Columbus over at Kennett. Southwest at Jordan. This is going to be right back here at Otis Spencer Stadium with Southwest, the alma mater of Columbus Lions quarterback Marcus Brooks.
Third down and short, and he's going to do a QB bootleg. And I think Bakari definitely got the first down. He is fighting for it. But I still like the Kendrick Cherokees. They are. And that's going to be his first. He's doing it up for a first down. They are still competing. And as we're under a minute here in the first half.
That's really what they need to do. That's their third first down that they've picked up. Less than a minute to go. Really, the key is just to build some momentum going into halftime. But this Spencer defense, the speed, on going sideline to sideline, they're able to catch up to the football. There's really no open space. The receivers are not getting separation. It is really hard to actually move the football in this Spencer defense.
First down now for Kendrick. Less than 25 seconds remaining. Bakari Little's going to throw it up, and he has a guy open. Is he going to be able to make the play? No. It was underthrown. He was open, was number 10 for Kendrick, Tamir Jones. A good pass breakup from the secondary of Spencer. A little bit more air under it. Jones may be still running towards the end zone and giving Kendrick the first touchdown of the game for them.
Again, a great play call by head coach Robert Martin. Tamir Jones was wide open. He beat his defender, but it was underthrown by Bakari Littles.
Second down and 10.
So it's going to be second down and 10 now. Takes a snap, hands it off. Collier, and they're just going to run the clock out at this point. As Spencer dominates that first half, all Gary Gaither, DeMarcus Horn, the really good receiver, he was wide open. Keyshawn Sampton, another guy that was getting love. Justin Williams and DeAndre Witherspoon, the two-back combos. Great job by both of them, and they lead 36-0. It's halftime here. Thrift, Barringer, Richard Holdridge, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back after this. Welcome back here. It's been all Spencer, 36-0 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thrift Barringer, Richard Holdridge, and we're live atop Otis Spencer Stadium. It is drizzling a little bit. This game has been all green waves. Gary Gaither's been electric. So is Witherspoon and Mr. Williams, the running back duo, the receivers, and Kalen Brunson, DeMarcus Horns, Jamarian Epps getting a lot of love, Keyshawn Sampton, and probably going to be a running clock here this second half. And let's see if Kendrick can at least get on the board. And Spencer, as they try to get back on the right track and head towards region play here in 2A.
Gary Gaither with 3 touchdowns here in the first half. And Spencer 1-2 trying to pick up their first region contest. Both teams 1-2. As we're dubbing this the Battle of South Columbus. You know, I-185 separates these two schools. I mean, they're now in 2A. You know, they both used to be in 4A. And but Kendrick is going to get the ball to start the second half. I mean, so they just got to build momentum. You got to get Bakari Littles just open and try to throw the football to his receivers and really use your playmaker. Kearius Collier, he's had some pretty good runs.
And here's the opening kickoff for the second half. Kick's going to be
That's a live ball.
Does he have possession?
If Spencer
I
would
don't
have
know.
touched,
Can he touch the ball first? That's
he
the
can
question.
because it went past 10 yards. Kendrick has got to touch the ball. Otherwise, it's a live football. Spencer could have jumped on it.
Coach Kegler definitely agrees with you. He's upset at the call. They're going to say Kendrick football.
Yeah, Kendrick has got to get on that because, you know, Spencer was down there in a hurry. Just one of those plays where Spencer could have easily taken that one, but unfortunately it did go out of bounds for the Green Wave, and now Kendrick has the football. Next game for Kendrick, it's going to be right back here at Otis Spencer Stadium next Thursday, taking on Central of Macon. Yeah, this region is tough, Thrift. You got 8 teams in this region, only 4 make the playoffs. You got Northeast, Ace Charter, Southwest.
But as tough as it may be, Kendrick still has a chance. Coach Robert Martin, really good guy, even better coach. Andre Dye, the athletic director. If you want to support Kendrick Athletics, come on, hit them up. They need your help building their programs.
First and 10 on the 26 for the Cherokees.
1st and 10 now for the Cherokees. Handoff is a power run to the 24, number 24, excuse me, not to the 24. Number 24 of the Kendrick is Tyrese Pitts on a 3-yard gain on 1st down.
Sometimes it takes that power run just to get into a manageable situation on this 2nd down and really just keeping that clock running and keeping that Spencer Green Wave offense on the sidelines.
And that handoff's going to be, again, to Pitts. Pitts gets another 3 yards. Going to make it 3rd down and short now.
This is a manageable situation for the Kendrick offense. Let's see if they give it to Tyrese Pitts. I mean, it's working, and he's able to get 3 yards on that play. Or maybe a toss sweep to the outside, get Kearius Collier open in the flat to try to pick up these yardage. And really, that's just the momentum that Kendrick needs just to move the football down the field. I mean, they are playing a very tough Spencer defense. I'm wondering if they get close, if this is going to be 4-down territory.
And he is going to hand it off again. 3 straight carries, and that's going to be enough for a Kendrick Cherokee 1st down. Keep feeding him the rock, and I can understand why Tyrese Pitts is fired up. Good job. He did that all on his own. And good job blocking by the big guys up front.
3 straight carries for Tyrese Pitts, and Kendrick has a 1st down. It's only their 4th 1st down of this game, but you know they get the ball to start the second half. They're down 36-0. They got to just find some momentum. to put some points on the board or at least flip the field position.
Another inside handoff for the fourth straight time is Pitts, and he doesn't get much of anything on that. It's going to make it second down now.
Well, it looked like Spencer put 7 in the box. Kyden James with the big tackle for loss as Spencer just put up a wall in the middle, and there was no room for the running back, Tyrese Pitts. Trying to force Bakari Little into a passing situation. We did have a flag on the play. Looks like the referee did pick up the flag, but it looks like it's going to be a first down for Kendrick, as it is on the green wave.
And so now Spencer and Kendrick Cherokee in Spencer Green Wave territory for the first time at the 51-yard line. No comment from Richard. I was making a joke right there. They're at the 49 of
You know, we do call Columbus Lions games, so it's like we see that the middle of the field is a 25-yard line, so I understand.
Bakari Little's going to run to the outside and get nothing on the carry.
Great play by number 58 for Spencer. Kenny Mangrum on the stop. But the Spencer Green Wave team does have athletes, Thrift. We do have some players that were on the state basketball championship from 2022, including Gary Gaither, who was a point guard. Thrift, we had the privilege of seeing him in the Muskogee County Christmas tournament.
Second down and long now. Bakari in the eye set. Basically trips over, but able to get about 4, close to 5 yards is number 6, Collier, to make a third down and now at least manageable for the Cherokee offense.
I thought that was a good run by Kiarius Collier by chugging his legs, and he broke a couple of tackles just to get some extra yardage to make this a 3rd and 7. This is going to be 4-down territory for Kendrick and Coach Martin. As the rain is starting to fall just a little bit, we could see it under the lights. You know, it's just a light drizzle out there. We got some fans with the umbrellas.
All right, here we go. Hand takes a snap. It's Little running, throws it up and over the head of Pitts. Pitts may add some daylight, and it's going to be 4th down now for the Cherokees.
As Bakari Littles was feeling the pressure, as he had at least 5 green jerseys evading the pressure, he was trying to get a running back screenplay to Tyrese Pitts. He did have blockers in front of him, but it was just a little too far out of his reach. And what's the decision here on this 4th and 7? It looks like they are going to punt the football away. Just pin Spencer back. Number 17 for the Spencer Green Wave back to return the punt, Jordan Hudson. I don't know, is this the right call here? I mean, they're in an area where they could go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 36-0. I don't think it's going to make a bit of a difference. I probably would go for it if I'm Coach Martin.
Absolutely.
And we got a timeout?
Maybe he's thinking about it here.
Oh, no, we got to delay a game.
Yeah, it's going to be an extra 5 yards. So they definitely is going to put Kendrick back even further. But they got to try to get a punt off here just to pin Spencer back. I mean, they do have the running clock, down 36-0 here in the 3rd quarter.
Kendrick takes a snap, kicks it. Not a great kick, and that goes right out of bounds. At the Spencer, about 40-yard line. They're Barringer Richard Holdridge. We'll be right back after this. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Spencer taking on Kendrick. Welcome back here. Thrift, Barringer, Richard Holdridge, and we're live at Spencer taking on Kendrick. And that tackle is going to be pushed back all the way to the 30-yard line, Richard.
Great tackle for loss by Tyrese Pitts as he read that perfectly, blew up the play in the backfield, and that's really a positive for this Kendrick defense, just trying to get a big play. They've already stopped Spencer once on one of their possessions, but Spencer has been moving this football up and down the field. And with a running clock, Kendrick has just got to build some momentum. They're down 36-0. They just got to get some good plays just to try to stay, in this game. I mean, just try to build off that momentum.
High snap. And it goes right through the hands of number 17 for the Kendrick Cherokees. For the Spencer Green Waves, Jordan Hudson. Third down and long now.
Like we mentioned, they do have the running clock. So next week, Spencer is in Macon taking on Rutland. Kendrick is back here at Otis Spencer Stadium taking on Central of Macon as we start getting into region play for both teams. We get a pre-snap whistle. False start on Spencer. It's going to back him up 5 more yards, and it's going to be a 3rd and 20. So Thrift, some of the games tomorrow. Southwest is taking on Jordan right back here at Otis Spencer Stadium on Friday. Shaw is at Columbus at Kennett Stadium. But we do have action all across the Chattahoochee Valley to include the game we're going to be at, Lee Scott Academy in Glenwood. You got Opelika taking on Central, Smith Station taking on Enterprise, Carver and Montgomery taking on Russell County.
Big games.
Oh, and Stratford and Bocelli.
Gaither.
What a play. Great defense by Kendrick. Number 6, Kiarius Collier.
That was not Gaither. He is actually not in this game right now.
So they did
it is
pull
the
him.
backup quarterback. So the starters are not in for right now for Kendrick. But good job by, Spencer. But Kendrick, good job getting a big stop there. It's going to be Spencer punting now.
And Kiarius Collier is back to return this punt for the Kendrick Cherokees. And this is really what Kendrick needs, is a big return by Collier. Just to get some momentum, just to get them fired up. I mean, if anything, to try to put up points on this Spencer defense, that would just build momentum for the next game, and they can build off of that. With the running clock and you're down 36-0, it's really hard to come back in this game, but you just need that spark just to ignite this offense.
And that punt is going to be high, returnable for Collier. Collier does get it, and he's going to
still on his feet.
Good field position. That's going to be about the 38-yard line of Spencer. So Kendrick trying to get on the board.
Well,
running clock here, 1:09 remaining. Spencer taking on Kendrick.
Well, Collier caught it on a bounce, and he evaded a couple of tackles. I mean, great field position for Kendrick. We're still with the running clock, and let's see if they're going to stick with Bakari Littles as the quarterback or if they're going to go to the backup. I'm looking, and I don't see Littles in the game, but trying to see who the quarterback is. Looks like it still is Littles.
And hand off to Collier. Collier breaking a few tackles, still on his feet, still running, still pushing people. The pile still moving. And great run by Collier. Gets it down to 25-yard line. Good job by Kendrick and Mr. Collier.
I tell you, Kiarius Collier for Kendrick as the running back, he is just not quitting on the play. He has been their electric playmaker. He's been able to break away with some big runs this evening, and he's really just the offensive spark that Kendrick needs to try to put some points on this game.
Well, now it's the end of the third quarter. Force is going to start with a first down from Kendrick. And we're going to take I think we're going to take a quick break. Yeah, we are going to take a quick break. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Spencer Kendrick will be back after this. Welcome back here. Fourth quarter already about to start. Kendrick driving deep in Spencer territory, down 36-0. I set an I formation from the Cherokees. Bakari hands it off to Collier. Collier gets hit in the backfield immediately for a loss.
It's a great play by that Spencer defensive line. Really put 7 in the box and nowhere to go for Kearius Collier. They expected a run on that play, and they were able to stuff him in the middle of that line.
Second down now long from Kendrick. Trying to get some backups of love for both teams. Kendrick still first team offense out there trying to get on the board. Bakari Little, nice fake, gets it out the outside and even faked me out. And gets about 5 yards on that to make a third down and about 8.
Ran the RPO to perfection. He decided to keep it himself and run to the left and got some open space to make this a third down and 8. He was able to get some of that yardage back. But again, good awareness by the Spencer defense, making sure to track him down and able to get the tackle. And that could have been a huge gain for Bakari Littles, but they were able to stop it for a minimal gain.
Bakari now, third down. Still raining here. And I don't like the hard run. He is still going. That's a great spot, too, to make it 4th and short. Obviously, they're going to go for it here. They're about the 17-yard line.
That was a great run by number 10, Tamir Jones, the wide receiver, who's able to get in on the action. We're running the football. You're right, Thrift. This is going to be 4-down territory. It's going to be about a 4th and 1. See what play call Coach Martin has for the Kendrick Cherokee offense. Looks like it's going to be about a 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Where the ball is spot and where the markers is.
I think he's giving a sideline warning to the Kendrick coaches. I'll actually get a sideline warning to both teams.
Like I say, Thrift, this is our first time visiting Otis Spencer Stadium. This is a state-of-the-art stadium. I mean, you got the folding seats down below from us. I mean, this was really, when they built this, I mean, they really went all out, and it's really been a great venue for high school football.
Definitely a beautiful campus. And there goes Little. Little takes it on the outside QB keeper, and there he goes. And great job by Bakari Little bouncing it to the outside on the QB keep and gets it to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cherokees.
Cherokees on the doorstep of the goal line as a bootleg to the left. Bakari Littles all the way to the 6-yard line as the clock continues to run. And Kendrick trying to get on the board against this Spencer defense. I mean, they're fighting hard. This is a rivalry game. They've given it their all to try to get a score here.
Three receivers to the near side, none on the other. And Bakari's going to keep it again, and he faked out the entire Spencer defense once more and gets about 3 yards to make it 2nd down and at the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
A little bit more manageable for Kendrick. I got to tell you, in that third quarter, Kendrick's defense was able to keep Spencer off the scoreboard. I know they had the running clock. I mean, Spencer was already up 36-0, but Kendrick is fighting, trying to get a score here. I mean, this is a team in Spencer that likes to put up points in bunches. I mean, they have just a high-powered offense with Gary Gaither, and Kendrick is knocking on the doorstep of that goal line.
Make some noise for your Cherokee.
And Bakari's going to run it in for a Kendrick touchdown. Good job by Bakari Little. He did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I love what I see from this Kendrick fan base. See the Kendrick sideline, the coaches excited, and a great drive getting it into the end zone.
Great call by Coach Martin, and that offensive line just built a hole on that left side, and Bakari Littles just decides to keep it himself for the rushing touchdown. And they decided to go for 2 here, down 36-6.
I don't blame him. Bakari. I mean, that
Wow.
fake and QB
That was
keep
nice.
has worked about 4 times in a row. It's going to make it 36-8. 7:59 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's all Kendrick in that first half. Spencer. I keep wanting to mess that up. But Kendrick doing a nice job scoring a touchdown.
Kendrick has got some plays they can build off of to get momentum going into region play. I've been impressed with Kiarius Collier, Bakari Littles. They really have been the playmakers for this Kendrick offense. And really, they could really make this game even closer, trying to get a stop. They're down 36-8. It's already a blowout, but they can actually weather the storm and make sure that Spencer does not put up any more points. And that is the momentum that's going to carry into next game. And they got something to work off of. And Coach Martin can go to the drawing board, get a full week of practice in, and Kendrick can get back to work and head for their next region opponent, which is going to be here against Central and Macon. Both teams do have so much history. This is the Battle of South Columbus. These two teams are region rivals. And it's just great to see the fans out here really supporting their schools.
And here comes the kickoff. I wonder if he's going to onside it right here.
Possibly.
I'm going to squib kick it. It is picked up by Spencer. And there he goes. And he gets to about the 50-yard line.
It was a good tackle on the play by Jeremiah Stroud. Number 2 for the Kendrick Cherokees. As Coach Robert Martin, in his second year as the Kendrick head coach, he previously served as the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach at Griffin. He's been at Best Academy, Grady, South Atlanta, and Banamaker. He also played football collegially at Morehouse College. So he's had a lot of coaching experience, and
He's done a good job.
absolutely. And he's the type of coach who's going to develop these players. This is still a young team. They're going to just continue to get better. Bakari Littles is only a junior.
Yeah. Backup quarterback in now for Spencer. And he's going to throw a screen pass that's almost intercepted, but it is caught by the Spencer receiver. I don't know how that wasn't picked off. Jordan Hudson on the reception.
And we got the backup quarterback in there for Spencer. Look at Elijah Fudge, number 16, who is a freshman. So it looks like they got their quarterback of the future when Gary Gaither decides to graduate and
Mr. Fudge.
play on Saturdays.
Can't wait for that.
Absolutely.
Wait to see him be successful. Second down. Fudge takes a snap. Keeps it. He does his own QB keep. And he fumbles the football. That's going to be picked up by the Kendrick Cherokees. And he's going to run all the way down the sideline. It's number 50. Is he going to be tackled? He's going to score a touchdown for Taven Leonard. And that's exactly the momentum that Kendrick needs to see. Look at that sideline. Look at the fan base. I know the game's over with, but I like seeing teams compete, and this is going to maybe be a catalyst for the rest of the year. Great job by that Kendrick defense on the turnover.
Scoop and score for Tavian Leonard. Johnny on the spot to the house. And when we look back at this game, the score is going to reflect how hard Kendrick worked. They were down 36-0. They've scored 14 unanswered. And the scoreboard is going to show that they were fighting. They were fighting in this game. This wasn't a complete blowout. They shut down Spencer's offense in the second half. That is a win for this program. They could build off that momentum carried into the next game.
Well, they did win the second half as they're up 14-0 here. And two-point conversion, they're pushing.
It's close.
They're going to say no good. But nice job on the scoop and score from the Kendrick Cherokees defense. Number 50, Taven Leonard. And it's 36-14 now.
I love this fight in the Kendrick Cherokees. They're just not quitting. And still with less than 6 minutes to go, that really fired up the Kendrick crowd too. I mean, I really appreciate the fans here sticking it out. I know it's raining, but you got your fans down there with the umbrellas. I mean, they're just sticking it out because, they want to see a good football game. And this is what I love about high school football. On these Friday nights or these Thursday and Friday nights when we do these games, it's really just an electric atmosphere and just a great effort by both teams here in this region contest. Let's see if Kendrick is going to try to squib it or go onside kick here. We're going to see what the Kendrick kicker does. Deshaun Jackson.
I really like seeing that from Kendrick. And you saw how elated their entire sideline was.
Oh, they went nuts. They love seeing plays like that. Big old defensive touchdown for Tavian Leonard.
Another squib kick. And that's going to be returned. And there he goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's Weatherspoon. He's still like a joystick. He's still going. Finally gets taken down at the 50-yard line.
A little chippiness out there, too. These two rivals, 5:38 left to go in this game. And, you started to feel the sense, Thrift, that there was going to be a little chippiness from both teams. I mean, Kendrick is fired up. They scored 14 unanswered points. I mean, they're trying to make it a respectable game.
And they did. And now, of course, the clock's running. Thank you to our sponsors, Alliance Specialty Contractors, for all your, roofing needs. They're the premier one for you. But not only that, they got an expo coming up. If you're in the construction business and you're looking for people that remodel your home or business, whatever it may be, this expo is where you can find all the contractors and contractors. You want to expand your brand? This event's for you, January 6th and 7th. Please go to their website right now so you can register to be one of those brand members. Terry Johnson Agency, Columbus Lions, Barringer Construction, Farmers Insurance, the Menifee Agency. Dan Menifee, he loves everything we do. He shares all our stuff. We appreciate him. Stands ready to help with you with all your insurance matters, life, home, auto, or renters. Farmers Insurance, the Menifee Agency. Alex Quinney, my guy. He has an elite Allstate agency in Phoenix City. So we got Farmers, Allstate, Terry Johnson Agency, PNB Broadcasting, SportsVisions. Thank you all so much for what you do. Barringer Construction as well. Hand off to number 25, Wesley Crawford.
Great tackle by Tyrese Pitts for the Kendrick Cherokees.
Wesley, a freshman.
A lot of young players coming into this game, especially in the fourth quarter with this game winding down. Spencer trying to get out of here with a region win and travel on the road next week to take on Rutland out of Macon. Looks like we got a pre-snap whistle.
Looks like it's gonna be offsides on the Cherokees.
Gonna make it about a 3rd and 1. So tomorrow we're gonna be at the Swamp, Thrift. I cannot wait. Lee Scott Academy, Glenwood High School Game Day is gonna be there as well.
I know. And our new guest picker is going to be Lee Snow. Touchdown. I mean, not touchdown, Alabama. Lee Snow, the general manager
General
of
manager
Columbus
for the
Lions,
Columbus
will be the
Lions.
guest picker. We got Dusty Perdue. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cannot wait for that. Oh, Kendrick is just not quitting, but the running back for Spencer
He's going
refusing to go
backwards.
down.
I mean, I love what I'm seeing from this Kendrick defense here in the second half.
Yeah, Jamarian Epps was going nowhere. Now it's 4th down, a 4th and 7. Kendrick still playing hard. Down 36-14, but they shut out this Spencer offense in the second half. Now the ball is on the 47-yard line in Kendrick territory. The running clock, 2:20 left to go.
The Green Waves are going for it.
Oh yeah, the Green Waves are going to be going for it here on 4th down.
Fourth down. And maybe not even offsides, but that's going to be a turnover. And Kendrick may get one more chance to score. That'd be pretty phenomenal, especially the way this game was going in that first half. Obviously, you know, Coach Joseph Gegler took his foot off the gas here with Kendrick. Backups have been in, running clock with Spencer. So Kendrick trying to make it respectable. I feel like they've already had, but if they can score one more time, who knows? They got a minute and 38 with a running clock as they start from their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, when you look back in the box score and you see a 36-14, possibly 36-21, you would think, well, that wasn't a blowout. That was a good game. And Kendrick has really fought hard in the second half.
For the Cherokee.
Little's going to throw it deep. There is a receiver, comes back for it. But again, just outran the ball and also underthrown. So it's going to make it second down now. Thank you again to all our sponsors. Our guy DJ Jones, SportsVisions, he'll be calling a game with Dave Platt on Viking Live. Number 1 Stratford taking on number 2 Pacelli, and then we got number 1 Glenwood taking on number 2 Lee Scott. I mean, just phenomenal games in the high school area tomorrow.
It truly is, and I cannot wait. I mean, you also have Opelika and Central. You have Columbus and Shaw, Carver, Montgomery, Russell County. I mean, pretty much all the teams in East Alabama are at home. Enterprise and Smith Station.
Looks like a timeout by Spencer. Thank you again to our sponsors. Shout out to Chris Gates. Thank you to him. We'll have him and Toy Gar. It's going to be the full team tomorrow for Glenwood Lee Scott. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in right here for Spencer and Kendrick. Spencer going to 2-2. What are some of the upcoming things we should see for the Spencer team as they try to repeat of last year's region championship?
Well, I mean, they do have a tough road. I mean, they are going to take on Rutland in Macon next week. I mean, they still have to play Northeast, the team that beat Carver last week. They still got to play Ace Charter on the road. And, you know, the Spencer Green Wave, they don't want to just win a region title. They want to try to advance in the playoffs. They had a very disappointing first-round exit to Barringer last year. They were the number 1 overall seed. Barringer was the number 4 seed. But Spencer wants to continue to build off that momentum from the region championship last season.
And that pass is open over the middle. Was number 2, Mr. Stroud. And I think we're going to have time for maybe one more play.
And I like the fact that Kendrick has still got their starters in there. I mean, they're fighting hard to the very end, just trying to get some more points, just to make it respectable.
Over the middle, Stroud!
Oh, it was so
Had
close.
it. He wanted it bad, and that's going to do it. And
Really did.
Spencer wins this one 36-14, but Kendrick, nice job battling in the second half and making this competitive. And this was a fun game. We have now, everyone but Hardaway has gotten love from Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and we will be able to do their game against Shaw here in the next coming weeks. But tomorrow, Glenwood taking on Lee Scott, number 1 versus number 2. You're going to want to watch it live on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page and YouTube channel. From Thrift Barringer, Richard Holdridge, Chris Gates, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like our new Facebook page, subscribe to YouTube, and we will see you later. Spencer wins this one 36-14 to go in 2-2. Kendrick is now 1-3. We'll see you tomorrow night, live from the swamp.